Hey, you, Mary Lou, guess who's here to sing for you?
To take part in the first ever coronavirus concert.
They already missed their students, so today they created a parade route to spread some joy.
These new limits forcing families to figure out ways to honor those they lost, as well as grieve.
I said, I'm here to serenade Mary Lou. I'm outside her window. Could someone from staff please come and open up the blinds and bring her to the window?
You were hearing stories of people going to nursing homes and you know, waving to their loved ones, playing guitar to their loved ones, but this had a little bit of a twist in that the assisted living facility, it's not a nursing home, told him no. He showed up with his guitar as he had every day, and they turned him away. And that's when this gentleman, who's 80 years young, called our station. The first day when I met him, I said, can you tell me a little bit about Mary Lou? Can you tell me why she means so much to you? And he said, I can't. Do I have to?
I can't do it.
She means the world to you, I can tell.
I was just heartbroken listening to this 80-year-old man who lived alone. His longtime girlfriend had been in this assisted living facility for 5 years. So these daily visits, and he did ride his bike every single day to go see her, meant and mean the world to him.
This is to Mary Lou. Oh, well, hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. Goodbye, Mary Lou, and good night.
I think his hopes for reaching out to his local station is that we'd put a little bit of pressure on this particular assisted living facility, and we did. And miraculously, the next day, he was allowed to go and sing to his longtime girlfriend.
Oh, look, 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 look.
Another photographer friend of mine, Bobby Souza, shot that himself, and I was tasked with putting it together as soon as I got in, and I just wept when I saw it. I just wept. And I was like, how am I going to do this justice? I mean, I don't need to say anything. We can just let this roll. May we all be so lucky to have someone love us that much.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray like today. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. A round of applause. Yes. Hey.
Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me?
She had seen in Italy how people were going out on their balconies and singing and being able to connect with their neighbors in that way. And she said, well, that was really cool.
It's a few minutes of music. Doesn't matter what it sounds like. No one can really hear you past your own little area.
And so she was like, I saw Les Mis, and this reminds me of one of the scenes and one of the songs in Les Mis. So on this Facebook group, this woman who started it, she says, I'm going to start this. If I get 100 likes, then we'll put something together for our neighborhood. They liked it over 100 times, and then she said, okay, well, let's do it.
There are close to 500 people now that are members of the Corona Choir Facebook group for Dormont.
And what they sang was a song from Les Mis, Happy Birthday, because Dormont was celebrating their birthday at the end of the month. Then A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, it's Pittsburgh. You gotta sing Mr. Rogers.
It's a neighborly day for Beautywood.
And usually for these neighborhoods that are more close-knit, they have those day-to-day interactions with each other. So as soon as they go inside, you get a stay-at-home order. Can't interact with those people that you would usually interact with on a daily basis.
We saw some neighbors that we haven't seen. They were 6 feet away from us.
For people to have the opportunity to step outside their porch, see their neighbor, and be able to sing some fun and really lighthearted tunes, I think that was a way for them to, one, relieve any stress or anxiety that they had, and two, just have fun with each other, have fun being outside.
Just being out of the house helps a great deal. And I hope everybody that sees it enjoys it.
It's truly inspiring, just something that could seem so simple of, people stepping out on a porch and singing a song to their neighbors and just having that kind of community with each other during this time. For anybody that would walk upon that or see it on Facebook, see it on Twitter, see it on Instagram, it's something that you smile at and you're like, oh my gosh, people understand what I'm going through. And maybe that can inspire them to do the same for their neighbors or for their loved ones.
The caravan of teachers rolled through Bentonville with Boomer the Bobcat in tow as students cheered and waved and even practiced social distancing.
We love our kids so much. We love seeing them. We love seeing their smiling faces, getting to hug them and getting to see just their pure love for learning. And so we were sad, but we understand we need to keep everybody safe.
It had been about a week since the teachers found out that they were going to have to start doing the online learning, and the teachers were already missing their students. The students were already missing their teachers, and they wanted to do something to kind of cheer them up.
The Friday before we went into online learning, we were saying, see you Monday, bring your Chromebooks back. Hopefully we'll see you Monday. And we didn't really get to say goodbye.
They did a Google map where they drew their little route. It was really sweet. The kids were super excited about it. And, they just held up their signs and they were waving. And it was just something that I think they were really happy to see their teachers after a week away. So it's just as hard on the teachers as it is on the students.
It has been a change. It's very difficult because you want to see your kids and you want to see that excitement on their faces they're learning.
We were actually getting a lot of comments from people that were upset that this parade happened because the students weren't actually social distancing and things like that, but they were. The families were outside their own houses. They weren't together. All the teachers stayed in their own cars. I just think it's a way for people to see each other in this time that's different than a FaceTime, that's different than a Skype. It's where they can see each other and still be social distancing, but at least without having physical human interaction, they can still see each other. And I think that's why it's popular. I think people are just wanting to do all they can to encourage people and make this difficult, weird time that we're living in a little bit easier for everyone.
It's really the hardest thing as a funeral director we've ever done because we are real hands-on. We love our families.
We had heard through one of our coworkers that a family member of his had died, and it wasn't a close family member, but close enough that he was included in the invitation to attend the funeral online. And this was early on when COVID hadn't reached community spread in southeast Wisconsin, and yet we did have restrictions on the number of people who could gather.
You have to have fewer than 10 people.
Correct. So most families are bigger than 10 people. So even having a family gathering, we have to limit that.
Some have chosen to postpone, but others have decided we've lost our loved one now, we're grieving now. Let's just do this electronically and online as a way to keep everybody safe, abide by the government restrictions, and still be able to grieve in the moment.
The Facebook live stream is one option that we're looking into. It's not the most secure. Pretty much anyone can go in and view that funeral that's going on. So to some families, they don't want that.
In this particular family's case, they used a YouTube link where the family members had to use a specific code so that only people who had the code were able to view the funeral live.
We don't want to put anybody in danger physically, but we also want to nurture spiritually.
Special precautions are taken in case that person had died from COVID-19 or had COVID-19 and died from something else. So that's another part of the complication of this puzzle.
How do you tell? It's a family that's already grieving that they can't funeralize their loved one.
They have to protect themselves as funeral home workers when they're handling that body. Once the body is embalmed, the embalming process does kill COVID-19, which is important, of course, for the funeral home workers, as well as the families that even if a small group wants to see the body and see their loved one, they need to be reassured that they're not going to get COVID-19 or have an opportunity to be exposed to COVID-19. It's part of their job, and so they are used to having those really difficult questions and having those conversations in a way that is respectful to the families and helps them walk through that process of making those kinds of decisions. Many of those decisions, it's really important for families to talk about before someone dies. In this time when people couldn't gather because of government restrictions, it was a way for them to proceed with having a funeral in the moment and to share their grief as a family together and to know that those other family members were there grieving and participating in the funeral in the moment.